call today's Board of Education meeting to order. If you will please join me in a moment of silence. All right, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stuck, sorry. All right. Do we have special recognition this evening?
We do indeed, Madam Chair. Tonight, we have invited 4 very talented young ladies to be recognized for their outstanding writing abilities. We were very excited to learn that these 4 students were selected as winners of the Behind the Vision's first annual Next Generation Writing Contest. According to Behind the Vision, the purpose of the contest is to spark creativity and generate an interest in writing. Each of the winners will be featured in an anthology composed of 50 poems and short stories written by Georgia students. 2 of our 4 student winners will also be featured in the national edition, which showcases the best of the best from the more than 1,700 submissions received for the contest. Students, when I call your name, please come forward to accept your certificate from our school board chair, Mrs. Abigail Coggin. Emily Beal. Emily is an 8th grade student at Indian Creek Middle School, and she was selected as a winner in the horror short story category. Congratulations, Emily, on a job well done. Kamara Foster. Kamara is an 8th grade student at Clements Middle School, and she was selected as a winner in the romance short story category. Congratulations, Kamara, on becoming a published writer. Kiana Andrews. Kiana is a 7th grade student at Clements Middle School, and she was selected as a winner in the mystery short story category. Her story was also selected to be featured in the National Winners Edition. Congratulations, Kiana. We are so proud of you. Kiana Felix. Kiana is a 9th grade student at Alcovey High School, and she was selected as the winner in the romance short story category. Her story was also selected to be featured in the National Winners Edition. Congratulations, Kiana, on your fantastic accomplishment. Again, let's congratulate all of our student writers on a job well done. We are so proud. Writing is the manifestation of what goes in your head. It comes out in writing. So if you are an accomplished writer, you almost can write your own ticket to success. So this is an incredible accomplishment, and we are so very proud of you. Madam Chair, this concludes the recognition for this evening.
All right, thank you. And again, congratulations to each of you. Do we have any public participation this evening? None? All right, well, this is normally the time if you have other things you need to do, and I know we might have some studying that needs to take place and congratulatory pictures and such. You are welcome to leave now, or you are welcome to stay and listen to the rest of the board meeting.
And just a sidebar before you all leave. Moms, dads, extended family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everybody. We are incredibly grateful for you and the support you provide to your children. We know it takes a village to raise all of our children, and we are so glad that your children are part of our village and that you are here to support and help us mold them in their educational journey. So thank you so very much. We are grateful to all of you. I keep forgetting I have this thing hanging from my ear.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve our agenda for the evening?
So moved.
Ms. Henderson Baker, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Trey Bailey, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as they were presented?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Ms. Henderson Baker, Mr. Trey Bailey, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Superintendent's reports. Dr. Barr?
Yes, ma'am. Financial report. Good evening, Madam Chair, Madam Superintendent, members of the board. Financial report, the special purpose local option for education sales tax distribution for October was $1,564,751, which is an increase of $4,852 from the previous month. Secondly, the title ad valorem collection for October was $549,525. Expenditures are within budget at 39.61% expended, with 41.67% of the year complete. And finally, Georgia law requires that we publish a schedule of East Blost expenditures by December 31. That schedule is included there for your review, along with the financials for November. And that concludes the financial report, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Moving on to our strategic plan report.
Good
Director?
evening. I am going to present just a few highlights from the strategic plan report. First, beginning with student achievement and success. All elementary SID, PID, and MOID self-contained classes trained and competed in the sports of bowling and skating through the Special Olympics program in November. Throughout Special Olympic events, athletes not only compete in sports, but they also put into practice the functional and community skills they have learned in class. All staff members are welcome to come see the extraordinary experiences these athletes are provided every Thursday morning at AMF Bowling Alley and every Friday morning at Romp and Roll Skating Rink. Under high-quality workforce, instructional coaches play a critical role in the Newton County schools. They assist in guiding and supporting daily instruction. As such, it is important to ensure that this support is effective. Starting in November, each secondary school has an opportunity for the instructional coaches' most recent observations and feedback to be reviewed for efficacy using North Star's feedback setup and overall best practices guidance. This feedback is meant to strengthen their coaches' abilities to continue to offer quality support. In the area of culture, climate, and communication, and I see Dr. Benton is here, the school social workers and counselors worked to promote the Sounds of Support event held Saturday, November 13th, 2021. The event was sponsored by the Newton Rockdale Suicide Prevention Coalition and hosted by the Church of Covington. The event provided excellent resources and information about wellness and prevention. And finally, under organizational and operational effectiveness, Brooke Dial, Director of Special Education, was asked to present at the Georgia Council of Administrators of Special Education Fall Conference in November, which was held in Savannah. She provided information during presentations from 5 districts across the state, which have been recognized for a best practice in Georgia. Mrs. Dow presented using digital newsletters to enhance communication and support to all conference attendees during the opening session of the conference. The weekly newsletter has also been spotlighted by Winna Lowe the Georgia Department of Education's interim director of special education in her communication with directors across the state. So indeed, we are a trendsetter, our special education department, as witnessed here, and the work that Ms. Dow continues to do to influence across the state. Those are just a few of the highlights from the superintendent's report.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to the enrollment report.
Yes, ma'am. As of December 3rd, 2021, our enrollment is 18,765 students. That is a decrease of just one student over last month's enrollment report. And that is the enrollment report.
All right, thank you. We will go ahead and have, actually, let's go ahead and vote on the three A, B, and C reports, since we don't have to take a vote on our approve item D. So do we have a motion to approve items A, B, and C under superintendent's reports?
So move on stated reports.
All right, Ms. Henderson Baker, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Johnson, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, now we will go to our presentation by Dr. Thomas and Ms. Sanders and Dr. Benton. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening.
Madam Chair, board members, Madam Superintendent, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to present this evening on the Newton County School System Wellness Plan. So I am here along with Ms. Nyree Sanders, who is the Director of Human Resources, and we have Dr. Benton. I don't know whether you've ever met Dr. Benton, but Dr. Benton is the Director of Student and Family Supports. So all three of us will be sharing the well-being plan that we have put together for the employees in the district as well as our students and families. So as you know, the need for mental health services and self-care services and supports has increased over the recent years. And the effects of the pandemic really has heightened this concern and brought attention across the nation and certainly attention here in our district. So we have met several times in the district, along with some other of our colleagues, to research and plan and come together to discuss possible resources and supports to address the well-being of all of our employees as well as the students and our families. So this evening, we would like to share with you the purpose of the Newton County Wellbeing Plan, the focus areas that we have provided resources for, and then we will share these resources and supports as it relates to the employees and as it relates to the students and the families, and then possible benefits of the resources that we have collected, and then we will conclude with a challenge for you all this evening, okay? One thing to keep in mind is we are in the developmental stage, so we are continuing to research different resources that may be beneficial to all of the people that we work with. We also are continuing to collect feedback and making the adjustments along the way. So again, I just want you to know it's in the developmental stage, and we are certainly open to any suggestions that any of our employees may have for us to enhance and allow us to have a robust well-being plan. So with that being said, we have met, like I said, a few times at the beginning of the school year to come up with resources and strategies and supports. But we want to share with you the purpose of the Wellbeing Plan, which is, one, we're all about student learning. So we want to put resources or make resources available to positively influence student learning by supporting the well-being of all of the employees, not just our teachers, but our classified and our certified staff members, the students and their families. And this purpose directly aligns to two of our strategic goal areas. Goal area 2, which is high-quality workforce, particularly the performance objective number 2, which is increased capacity of staff to deliver and support high-quality instruction, and also in goal area 3, which is climate, culture, and communication, and particularly performance objective number 1, which is provide equitable and inclusive learning and work environments at all levels of the district. So in our planning process, we really wanted to focus our attention on certain well-being areas so we can provide direct support. So when we look at social and emotional supports, we're thinking about what type of supports will help all of our employees and students and families to communicate well together. Looking at the emotional side, how does it make you feel? How are you dealing with your feelings so that you can build healthy relationships, and how to effectively interact with each other. We also looked at the mental health supports, different supports and strategies to manage stress, relaxation techniques, techniques to build resilience, and really to boost self-love. And then certainly, we're not going to forget about physical health and nutrition. We've also worked with the food nutrition department and partnered with them to make sure that all of our students, whether they're in school or virtual, that they receive a lunch meal. But we really want to focus on the overall well-being and healthy living styles of all of our school community members, and looking at good exercising habits and good eating habits, nutritional habits. We've also worked with the community to provide supports to see what type of discount programs would they have for employees in our district, as well as an online program. And then looking at the total well-being of not only our employees, but our students, having a powerful moment of gratitude, being thankful for the things that we have in front of us, and living a purposeful life. So those are our focus areas that we really have emphasized as we've been planning and researching for supports for our families and our students and employees. So now Ms. Sanders is going to come and talk about supports and resources that we have in place for the employees, and then following her, Dr. Benton will come up and talk about supports that we have in place for our students and our families.
Good evening, Madam Chair and board members. I will be sharing information with you about well-being resources for employees. Wellness matters. We have over 2,500 employees in the district, and the health, safety, and well-being of each and every one of our employees is very important to us. There are a number of resources that we have in place to support employees. They're listed here, and they are free, so employees can access them anytime, even outside of work hours, from the comfort of their own home. First, we have the Be Well State Health Benefit Plan. It is a program that is designed to assist employees with health and lifestyle goals, but you must be enrolled in the State Health Benefit Plan to participate. Second is the Employee Assistance Program. It provides confidential counseling and resource services which can support our employees with their personal and professional issues that may impact work, health, and well-being. Next, Burn Along Wellness Program. It is an online health and wellness program, and it supports employees with overall wellness and work-life balance goals. All three of these resources are free for employees, and even their families can participate for free. Next is Rethink Ed. It offers webinars on adult social emotional learning topics. We have already offered a few virtual webinars for employees, but we also are making plans to offer face-to-face sessions next semester. And then Working Advantage Discount Program. That offers discount and savings programs year-round for our employees, and it's usually those national brands, those places that we love to shop, or movie theater tickets, things like that, dining options as well. And then local community discounts, those would be those discounts that are offered by our local businesses and community agencies here in Newton County. Finally, we provide NCSS monthly wellness and self-care tips, and that would be through Burn Along Wellness Challenges as well as Be Well campaigns. We anticipate that as employees begin to focus on their well-being, it will actually improve their work-life balance and overall satisfaction. The impact of employee well-being programs can also enhance organizational outcomes here in the district. In fact, 85% of employers reported that well-being programs have a positive impact on engagement, recruitment, and retention, and we know that we care about all three of those here in Newton County. We believe that wellness matters and want to encourage our employees to take full advantage of as many well-being resources and supports as possible. Next, I want to share with you a few highlights about the two newest employee initiatives that we introduced in November. And again, they are specifically to support employee well-being for all employees. The Burn Along program, which I mentioned, here are some of the highlights. It's an online wellness program for employees and family members. It provides inclusive online health and wellness program in almost every area you can think of. It provides social support to help employees achieve their goals. And we almost, in terms of the number of active users, we almost have 300 enrolled, and that's just in the first 30 days. So we challenge the employees that may be listening to join if you haven't already. The Working Advantage program, some of the highlights is a free discount savings program for employees. It offers perks and discounts for products and services for national brands. It supports personal and financial well-being, and we already have 500 employees that enrolled in the first 30 days. All of this information and more is posted online, so employees can visit the well-being page on the district's website to find out more about the employee well-being resources and supports that we offer. It provides, on this website, they can find information on wellness tools, instructions on how to sign up for our new wellness and discount programs, and also specifics on how to access the EAP services. And it's all right here in one place at the click of a button.
Greetings, Madam Chair, Madam Superintendent, and the entire board. Such a pleasure to be here tonight. And so I'm going to share with you some parts of the wellness program, and basically how it's broken down into three sections here is what I'll explain. One is partnership, other one is programs, and then the last one is professional. And so in terms of partnership, we want to look at how we partner with organizations that directly impact our students. And so one of those partnerships is the NCSS School Nutrition Program. And so I think it's already been mentioned that they've done a great job when we went into COVID, getting meals out to families, and certainly still doing that today with our virtual students as well as our in-person students. We have also partnered with Operation Lunchbox. That's a new partnership that we have this year. And they provide meals to combat food insecurities for our students. Those meals are delivered to the schools on Thursdays, and for some schools, they are delivered on Fridays. And so we have served, since this partnership, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 600 plus meals. Next, we have our community partnership. Our social workers introduced Springfield Baptist Church Food Pantry Drive-Up program to us, which is a resource for any stakeholder within our community. And then we are working to partner, or have partnered, with the Atlanta Community Food Bank. That will actually start in 2022. We have 4 schools that we have targeted. So the first 4 schools, we have a total of 8 schools, but the first 4 schools will be Flint Hill, Live Oak, Rocky Plains, and South Salem. At each location, we will distribute 200 boxes of fresh fruit and produce. Once we get that up and running, our next set of schools we're targeting are Mansfield, Middle Ridge, Clements, and Oak Hill. Purposity is an app that we launched about 2 years ago. And it's an opportunity for us to assist our entire community with their needs. And so Purposity is an app where we list those needs on there, and people from the community can actually go in and help with donations and to take care of the needs of our community. So when we talk about programs, it's already been mentioned, Rethink Ed is one of the programs, which is a district-wide initiative, which provides social-emotional supports to our students. Prescriptive lessons are provided for teachers and counselors to equip students to deal with their emotions. The great part about Rethink Ed is not only that it addresses the student needs, but there are also webinars in place for teachers, and the caregivers and parents have access to Rethink Ed as well. Team Mental Health First Aid provides students with knowledge and resources to identify and seek help for themselves and others. We also have Youth Mental Health First Aid. Let me go back to Team Mental Health First Aid. Currently, it's being taught, or the training is 10th grade students at Newton High School. And so that training takes place with our school climate specialists. They started in November, and it will go until probably the end of March, April. They're going to train all 600 plus 10th grade students in Team Mental Health First Aid. Youth Mental Health First Aid is train staff on how to recognize when students are in need and how to intervene prior to crisis. Again, this training will be conducted with our school climate specialists as well for our staff members. We'll be coming up with a schedule of trainings because the certification lasts 3 years, and so it's time to recertify. And then professionals. So there are 3 groups of professionals that I'd like to highlight here. First are our school counselors who work directly with our students to meet their social and emotional needs. Our school counselors are the ones who work directly with Rethink Ed and assist teachers and schools with the Rethink Ed platform. Then next we have our school social workers who provide resources to students and to our staff and to our community. And then lastly, but certainly not least, we have our Apex clinicians who work directly with students, families and staff to provide mental health services and support. And so what you see in each of these slides is you see an opportunity where we work directly with students, where we work directly with staff, and where we also have a resource for community.
So as you can see, we have put together resources and supports for, all of the people in our school community, as I call it, all the employees as well as the students and the families. And so here are some possible benefits of the well-being plan. We hope that it will increase individual productivity. We hope that these resources, when utilized, will reduce the turnover that we have in with our employees, staff, and reduce absenteeism, not only with the employees, but maybe with students. We hope to improve engagement and retention and to improve relationships and the overall mental health of the people that we work with. And certainly, we really strive to have a warm and welcoming educational environment that increases the work satisfaction, the job satisfaction, as well as the school environment satisfaction for everyone that's in our school community. So lastly, I want to share with you, as we have talked with all of the leaders in the district, starting with our superintendent, she really has promoted having a balanced work-life environment, as well as showing gratitude and doing the very best that you can and being kind to people, where our good days start with being grateful and being thankful and appreciating what we have that we can bring to the table and how we can help in our promotion and pursuit of providing excellent educational opportunities for all of the students here in Newton County. So these are some things that I would like to highlight that has been going on, led by our superintendent, which is, I call it, well-being at work, and this is the superintendent's message. So we have heard this over several years, but it really resonates now because of all of the things that we're going through, looking at the social and emotional mental health status of all of our employees and students, and it just starts with gratitude, being grateful. And really, when you see here, gratitude is the quality of being thankful, and it's just the readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. And so if you remember probably, 4 or 5 years ago, Ms. Fury had a message at the very beginning of the year to provide high-quality customer service to everyone. So not only do the employees, can they provide high-quality customer service, and we look at customer service as helping, but really customer service is being kind to the person that we see, that we're next to. So it is not just that we are have a company that we're providing customer service to, but students can also be friendly and help out their counterpart. And how they can do this is, again, in the next year's message, our superintendent talked about PK Tut DF, showing patience, being kind, being trustworthy, being unselfish, truthful, dedicated, and forgiving, and having a ripple effect. So if we have these qualities and we demonstrate these qualities to someone else, then that person and the other people will demonstrate those qualities to other people, and it will have a ripple effect. One thing that I try to keep in mind, even though I'm working on this, because you get in your rat race of life, is we really don't know what the person that's sitting next to us is experiencing. So these things really do matter. Being kind, being patient with someone, forgiving them. Because if you are in the zone, as I call it, I may stop by and I'm just running and I may say hello versus, hey, how you doing? And then someone may say, well, she's having a bad day. And it may not be that at all. Or you just never know, by speaking to someone and smiling at someone and asking them how is their day going, that may be the only greeting that they get. So we really, really should start with ourselves and really listen to the message that the superintendent has been sharing with us all of these years, so that we can be a sound person that shows the gratitude and the gratefulness that we have, not only for the people, the person that we are, but we can appreciate others that are in our lives. So this is the challenge that I want to leave with you and everybody, and hopefully we have a lot of people that's watching this, and especially going into the holidays. And this is one thing that Ms. Fury shared with us and the leadership team a few months ago. Just think about someone that has had an impact in your life. Just take a moment to write a note to them, to someone that you are grateful for. Express your enjoyment or appreciation of that person, how they have impacted your life. And it could be just a simple note. It doesn't have to be a long paper, just a Post-it note. But make a habit to send at least one grateful message to someone, because you never know what that grateful message may mean to someone. And then take time for yourself. Write a note to yourself. Write a note saying, what do you appreciate? What are you thankful for? Because we really do value and love all of our employees and all of our students and our family members, and we hope that the things that we have shared with you all today, that people really do appreciate and take advantage of, and I hope that they have the opportunity to experience and use some of these resources, and we would love to hear the feedback and see how things are going. So again, thank you very much for allowing us to present the Newton County Wellbeing Plan with you all this evening. So that concludes our presentation.
Thank you very much. Do our board members have any comments or questions for our presenters?
I do, Madam Chair.
All right.
So first of all, thank you guys so much for putting this together. Anything dealing with mental health, that's my heart, that's my passion, that's my work. So I love that you guys did this. Love that you considered staff. I know we had asked about that before. Make sure you consider everybody when you're dealing with this. So I greatly appreciate that. I do have a question on the partnerships part. That's just a portion of the partnerships, right? Or are you guys still working on some partnerships?
We're still working on some.
Okay. The only reason why I asked is because you guys had the Atlanta Community Food Bank, and I know Dr. Benson said that they're coming, but I didn't know if you guys were aware that they've actually been here before.
So the Atlanta Community Food Bank actually partnered with Emmanuel Community Church, Dr. Eric Suddeth over there. And like for a couple of years, they were doing a huge food giveaway at Newton High School. So much so the cars are out in the road, and I volunteered at it. And so Dr. Buff always has the staff volunteer, and the only reason why it stopped was during the pandemic. It actually was supposed to come back either earlier this year or last year. So you guys may want to get with Dr. Eric Suddeth or Dr. Buff about that, because they've actually been here quite a bit through that partnership.
Thank you for sharing that.
No problem. And they bring out semi-truckloads, like
Yeah,
it's,
it's good
it's,
stuff.
it's a huge community event, actually. So just wanted to put that in y'all ear.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, may I ask? So just to give you just a small snippet of feedback, I actually received a message from a teacher who signed up for our well-being, the Burn-Along account. And the message said, "Thank you so very much for doing this. I have always wanted to learn Tai Chi, and it's in Burn-Along." And so she actually participated. She said, when all the children left school, I got in the zone and I did Tai Chi in my classroom. And she said, as I walked out the door, I felt so much better. And so that was just a real positive message. And the last email that I sent out to everybody, I said, if you're using Burn-Along, send me some things so that, you know, we can talk about the great things that are happening. Or if there's an opportunity to get better, if you're looking for something else, let us know. And then when it comes to high-quality service, we were just out at the College and Career Academy today to give Dr. Daryl Daniel and the school nutrition team a high-quality service hedgehog award, and it's an actual award. And just to tell you how wonderful our people are who work for our school system. This is a small example, but every one of them are incredible. I had a superintendent's advisory council meeting at the College and Career Academy, and the kids love to come because most of them love pizza. And so we scheduled to have pizza delivered, and unfortunately, at the last second, the pizza never showed up. And the kids were just devastated. And so Dr. Daniel came in. I mean, we have the kids until 1 o'clock, so they need to eat. And Dr. Daniel came in and he said, I got it. He went to the school nutrition team, and they fed all 57 of those students. They picked whatever they wanted. They made it happen. So, and without any expectation that that they had the food available. So they had to do extra in order to meet the needs of the kids. So the school nutrition team, we recognized them today and gave them a high quality service hedgehog award. So we're trying to live and actually do the things that we say we are about. And so that's just really exciting work. So just a little tidbit.
That's great. Well, thank y'all again. I'm so thankful that we have a system and we are able to provide these programs to our students, our families, and staff, and hope many more will take advantage of the programs. All right, so moving on, we have no old business, so we'll move on to our new business, item A.
Yes, ma'am. In item A, the superintendent recommends a 1% one-time retention pay adjustment for all employees. The approximate cost will be $1,400,000. As details, COVID-19 has impacted our ability to hire and retain new school system staff members. As part of an effort to retain teachers and staff, a 1% one-time retention pay adjustment is recommended for all employees. The school system recognizes the benefits to our students and school communities as a result of reducing staff turnover. Therefore, the school system uses a multifaceted approach in its efforts to retain staff, including analytics to improve school culture and competitive salary and pay adjustments. This deals with all 4 strategic goal areas, and the funding source is ESSER 2. And that is item A for consideration this evening, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Barr. Do we have a motion to approve item A as presented?
So move.
Ms. Henderson Baker, do we have a second? Mr. Anderson Bailey, do we have any questions? There are none. I'll call for the vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And it passes. Moving on to item B.
Item B, the superintendent recommends the maintenance program for next-gen financial software be purchased from Harris School Solutions of Niagara Falls, New York. The program period covers the 2022 calendar year. The total cost is $42,415.14. Deals with strategic goal area 4. Purchasing documentation is provided, and the funding source is identified, and that is item B, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve item B?
So move.
Ms. Henderson Baker, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Trey Bailey, are there any questions or comments?
Is this, is this the first time we're using this program?
No, sir, it's continuation of the financial software.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, anyone else? If none, I will call for the vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to item C.
And item C, the superintendent recommends the annual renewable contract awarded to Manning Enterprises doing business as K-12 consultants of Fort Myers Beach, Florida, for E-rate consulting services be renewed for an additional contract period. As background, annually, the Technology Department issues solicitations for telecommunications, internet access, and internal connections as part of the E-rate process. E-rate is the federal government program designed to fund affordable access to advanced telecommunication services in libraries and schools. K-12 consultants assist in the development and review of E-rate solicitations, as well as assuring all submissions, products, and services received are in compliance with E-rate rules and regulations. They prepare and file all of the required forms at every juncture of the multi-stage application, approval, and funding process. They maintain all required records and prepare and submit the required yearly audit. The cost of these services is set at 10% of approved funding that is dispersed to the school system. Contract documentation is provided, as well as the funding source. And that concludes item C.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve item C?
So move.
Ms. Henderson Baker, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Eddie Johnson, any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
It's not related directly to this, but it is about E-rate. At one point, I thought the E-rate funds were going to disappear or they were going to change them. Did that ever happen? I mean, of course they didn't disappear, but I mean, did they ever change the things that were
They
funded?
changed the funding cycle a little bit, and then some of the things that we could, they narrowed the scope of the things that we could apply for funding. But the things that I've mentioned in here are accurate, what they
Okay.
currently fund.
So the things that they changed out the bar, did they have any significant impact on stuff that we've been funding over the past couple of years with E-rate money?
No, because we were primarily using it for these things already before the change.
Okay, perfect, thank you. I just
ma'am.
remember a discussion about that, but just
ma'am.
didn't know the results. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments? If none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to item D.
And item D, the superintendent recommends the annual renewable contract for fleet inspection services for the Transportation Department be awarded to Morgan Fleet Services of Monroe, Georgia, with an effective date of December 16, 2021, and an expiration date of December 15, 2022, with an estimated cost of $102,300. This service provides documented third-party attestation to the safety of buses used to transport our students, and it allows the school system fleet technicians to dedicate 100% of their time to the ongoing maintenance and repair of school buses. This deals with strategic goal area 4. Contract documentation is provided, and the funding source is identified, and that is item D for consideration, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve item D?
So move.
Ms. Henderson Baker, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Trey Bailey? Any comments or questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Tell me why we can't do this work in-house.
So to that, I just make a couple of points. Number one, I think it represents a cost savings to the school district. To replicate these services, there's approximate savings of about $100,000. The savings does not include any cost associated with training, and it would be necessary to expend funds to try to recruit folks for that, as well as training. I believe it's more efficient. There are 8 inspectors, I believe, that come out over the course of 7 evenings or so, in which there is no disruption to service. I believe this is a more efficient process. The complete fleet inspection results are available quickly, overnight, allowing our fleet technicians to prioritize repair and maintenance of the buses. It would take 2 inspectors, this is the way we did it before, over the course of several weeks to inspect our buses, which is a very time-consuming process and really distracted from the work of our fleet technicians. We think it's more effective and safer. Morgan Fleet Services conducts a rigorous inspection of our school buses consisting of checks that involves about 350 items on the school bus. The service provides third-party attestation and outside look at the safety of our school buses that our kids are on every day. And the combined efforts of our third-party inspection service and the work of our fleet technicians has resulted in some really stellar results as it relates to the state inspection with a pass rate of 96%, which is very high. And we're very proud of that. So for those reasons, it represents a cost savings, it's more efficient, and we believe more effective and safer. Those are the reasons I would say that this is an important part of the transportation work.
Well, I have somewhat of a misunderstanding of what you're describing as cost savings. When we're charging $55 per bus, cost to do it. And one other question before I go any further. What is the time frame that it takes to inspect one bus?
You're talking about with this service or previously?
Which one we're talking about tonight?
The one we're talking about tonight? Okay. How long does it take, Mr. Mayor?
So what it takes about, actually, if you do a complete service, it takes about 45 minutes for them to do a thorough, complete service of each bus. They start, most time, they start in the afternoon at 5 o'clock.
I'm not interested in when they start. My question. But how do we get a savings then when it takes less than, say, 45 minutes to do an inspection? And when we're charging $55 per bus. And why can't, with our loaded labor, do that cheaper than what it's doing?
We would just have to hire additional people to do that.
Well, that's part of the process, and there
Right,
shouldn't
which
be an
would call-
obstacle in doing that. We should do that if we provide the same service at a cheaper cost. We're saving taxpayer dollars. And I don't see that in this process.
Right. To hire the additional staff would cost more than this contract.
Nobody can stay in business with that kind of statement, Dr. Barr. It would cost more than this
I
contract.
think it's based on economies of scale, Mr. Johnson. So that's all they're doing, and that's their only focus.
That's
So
all
they're
well and
able to
good,
do
but
that.
you're saying we can't do that. We don't have the intelligence, we don't have the organization, we don't have the leadership and the transportation to do that function. That's what you're saying.
No,
They're
sir,
great people, we're not.
No, sir, that's not what I've said at all.
It's not, we don't have the staff, so we would have to hire new staff members. We would have to train them, and then we would have to train them and train them and train them, because as they leave to do different things, we would create a vacuum in who's doing bus inspections. We want to make sure that, it's not unlike what we do with our business finance office, for example, and many of the other programs that we administer. We have people in place to do the day-to-day operations. So our fleet service technicians repair the buses day in and day out. The buses are driven, they come back, and every 20 days, if I'm not mistaken, they are inspected, right? For the financial department, we have auditors. They come in and they give us an outside view. They have no gain in the process at all. If all of our buses are in tip-top shape when they do the inspection, then we have a quality service stamp provided by a third-party external vendor. So right now, we believe that's the most cost-efficient. It has provided for our school system some recognition across the state for the things that we're doing very well. And our fleet technicians, the folks who work on those buses, really enjoy being able to work on the buses and not have to do what they were doing in the past, which was both of those things. So, Mr. Johnson, if you want us to hire, if the board wishes for us to hire a whole team of people, then those are the things that we would have to do. We'd have to hire them, we'd have to train them, and then we would have to be prepared for, as they exit, to fill the gaps, as opposed to hiring a company whose entire bailiwick, this is what they do, is inspect buses day in and day out. And we have to pay for it to get them to do it. And you're talking about $102,000 to inspect approximately 200 buses. How many times, Mr. Baker, how many times did they do it? 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year? 10 times a year, $102,000 for about 200 buses, 10 times a year, as opposed to $250,000 that we would expend hiring new staff members and then run the risk of having to continuously fill those retention gaps. So we just feel like this is the best cost, and it's the most efficient model that we have had in place when it comes to bus inspections. And we've done it the other way as well. So that's where we are.
Well, I just respectfully disagree. I mean, we're
I knew you
talking,
would.
we're talking about past things that we've done and haven't done them effectively. And I just don't see how we want to go for contract and outwork when we could do it internally.
But we would have to hire.
I
Right,
clearly
okay.
understand.
Okay, great.
What you got to do it. And I'm saying, why don't we do it?
Because we've got a great product and we've got a great service that's providing us with a stellar outcome, and it's costing us less money.
Well, I don't
And
think
it's,
that-
and number one priority, guess who is the safest? The children riding those buses. And that's the goal, to provide safe transportation to and from school every single day on buses that are well-maintained by mechanics who have the time to take care of them, and by, serviced by a company that is also, that's what they do. They inspect buses, and they have helped us greatly improve our fleet maintenance program.
In all of my statements
you.
and what I'm trying to go, I have not said anything about safety, degrading safety at all. I understand the criticality of safety, and you don't have to tell me about what we need to do about our kids. I understand it.
I understand.
It is financially driven as to why I oppose to this. I understand and will drive the safety aspect of this to no end. I've done it, I've experienced the safety, participated in it. So with that, I'll just close it, and I have nothing to do but just refuse to participate.
Right. Thank you. I have one question. This is not, how many years have we done this? This is, it's been in place 2 or 3 years, hasn't? Am I correct?
Probably a
than
little
that.
longer than that. Yeah,
Okay.
probably about 5.
Okay, 5 years. Sorry, just trying to jog my memory. All right, well, there's nothing else. I will call for the vote. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Moving on to item E.
And item E, the superintendent recommends the approval of a resolution to withdraw the state capital outlay applications for fiscal year 2020 and fiscal year 2021. As background, requirements related to the do not allow funding for projects that are included in the school district's facilities plan. The FY 2020 and FY 2021 applications for state capital outlay funds include HVAC projects. Both applications were approved by the Newton County Board of Education and the State Board of Education. And these applications must be withdrawn, so not to be in conflict with ESSER 3 funding requirements. And this deals with Strategic Goal Area 4, and the resolutions are there for your review.
All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve item E?
So move.
Ms. Henderson Baker, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Trey Bailey, any questions or comments for item E?
Have we, any money been allocated during the process that we had this in effect?
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, sir. The funding applications were both approved, but they are in conflict with the ESSER 3 requirements that we have just learned about. And so we need to withdraw that to make sure that we have access to the funds to do the HVAC work.
All right.
I don't understand what you said.
I think what all this is doing, and let me just clarify, it is just moving, in order to pay for the HVAC, we're just shifting the funds from one source to another source. And having to do that, we have to go through this process of the resolutions.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the money is there, we're just moving it from one source and trying to use a different source. Okay. All right, then all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll sustain.
All right, one abstain. All right, then moving on to item F.
Item F, the superintendent recommends the identified items be declared surplus and disposed of per board policy, and that is item F.
All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve item F?
So moved.
Mr. Trey Bailey, Ms. Henderson Baker. Any questions? There are none. I'll call for the vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All right, vote passes. Let's see, moving on to item G.
Item G, the superintendent recommends the approval of personnel matters as discussed in executive session.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve item G?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Henderson Baker, Mr. Trey Bailey. All in favor, aye.
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 And it passes. With that, we'll move on to other matters of interest. Board members?
I have one.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead,
No,
Mr. Johnson.
You got it. Go ahead. I'll come after you.
Okay, so in past, I have talked about organizations or people in the community that are always doing awesome things for our school system. Tonight, I would like to talk about an organization that I am a part of, which the reason why I have on this pink and green scarf, and it is the Chi Tau Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated that was chartered December 12, 2004, so 17 years ago. Tonight, as they celebrate in a meeting, the charter members, we were chartered with 23 members. I was the youngest of the 23. We currently have 280 members. We have partnered with the school system since 2004 at various schools in the school system. We have given out over $80,000 in scholarships to students in the Newton County school system. So I just want to give them a shout out, since I cannot be there, to thank them for their continuous support with supporting our students in the school system. And if any parents have high school students, if you're watching this and you are trying to get them in colleges and trying to get them scholarships, we have an excellent program called CAP. It's college application process. It's open to all students, where we teach them about interest letters that drive attention of colleges to get scholarships. We do SAT and ACT prep for free, and actually give them programs that we pay for free. So please go to our website if you have college students, so that we can help get those babies into schools and get them funds.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes. Where'd it go?
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe you can help me. At the last meeting, I think, he gave you a schedule of activities that's going to take place with Sharp.
Okay,
And he promised that he will, this meeting,
okay.
he will give an update as to where he is, what's done.
Okay.
So that's what I was waiting on.
Okay, well, let's wait for Dr. Barr to come back, just to make sure I don't say anything that's incorrect.
All right.
I'll give another one. He's in the, oh gee. I'll mention it. I think we should have a review of the lighting at Newton High School at the exit on the way to basketball. Interest is not the main one, because when you come out of there, it's dark. And it leads to, the lighting is poor, it leads to congregation of students in the dark.
Okay.
And it offers an excellent potential opportunity for the kids to get in trouble, start throwing things, and do what they normally do.
Okay.
And it should be better lighting out there.
Mr. Johnson, now that you bring that up, we probably need to look at all of the schools, like, since it gets dark early, like if Corey or whoever can go through and do a drive-by.
Just say to drive
Well,
by.
Yeah.
A safe drive-by, not that type of drive-by train. Of all the schools, since it gets dark early, to look at the lighting.
I think that's an excellent suggestion.
We'll do it. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. All right. Any other matters of
I want
interest?
to hear from him.
Okay.
Is he busy?
I don't know, but maybe we
I don't know
can just have him, after the meeting,
Yeah.
get with us, because I know we did receive the sheet that had the timeline of when it was supposed to. I
Progress.
don't have it with me, and I apologize.
I don't
It's
either.
in my other folder. But I do know we do have that timeline available, so we'll, after the meeting, we'll try to grab him. Anything else? I know we have our upcoming holiday break.
Yes. So on Friday, there's an early release day, so students will be released, elementary, middle, and high school at their different times, and then the holiday, winter, Christmas holiday break will begin. And we are not scheduled to return to the school system until, I think students report back, Sherry, is it January 4th? So students will report to school January the 4th, when we start school for the second semester. And so I just encourage everyone, we'll be sending a video at the end of the week, just to remind everyone that we still are in the midst of a pandemic. And with that being said, we just wish for everyone to be cautious, careful, and in all that they choose to do during the holiday season, because it's critically important that we keep the numbers in our community at a level that allows for us to keep school open. And we have done such a great job as a community doing that. And right now, we're in pretty good shape, but I fear that moving into this holiday season, people will relax, and doing so will cause community transmission to increase. And so I will be watching the data over the break, and should there be an adjustment or a need for adjustments, I will notify the board, and then, of course, we'll notify families, so that everyone will be on the same page with respect to what happens on January the 4th. And hopefully, it'll just be business as usual. But I just want to make sure everybody is aware that we are continuing to monitor to maintain the safety, health, and well-being of our students and staff. And with that being said, we just wish everyone a happy holiday season where you spend time relaxing. And I also want to say one final thing. Our teachers and school staff members have been working in our central office service center, all of us, bus drivers, every person in our school system has been working on overdrive since the start of the school year. And so this year, I have asked that all people in the school system completely disengage and take time away to clear their heads, to enjoy some downtime, because they need it. And we've got a long second semester before us with lots of things that will be happening. And so parents, if you need help, if you email a staff member, you will have an auto response that will say that we're out of the office, and we really are. If you email me, however, I still will be available, and I will do my best to try to help you during the time frame that everyone else is away from the office. And so we appreciate everyone's support so that this team of awesome people have an opportunity to really breathe deeply and prepare their hearts and minds for the next 90 days beginning on January 4th. So thank you very much.
I have one other thing. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've had one other thing. Mr. Bailey, Trey Bailey, I saw your eyes. It's been a while since I had one other thing. It's actually to Sherry and your new person, forgive me.
Mr. Barnes.
Okay, thank you. Derek Barnes, okay. I have enjoyed the video content and creation. I just want to say that, because it tells such a story, visual image, and it's a big difference. I know you've been a one-person operation for a very long time, but I just want to speak on that because the content has been absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, I do want to speak on that. So, very good.
Yes, thank you. All right, well, with that said. Oh, okay. Dr. Barr, while you had stepped out for a moment, Mr. Johnson had asked about the update on the Sharp, I guess, demolition, for lack of a better word. Yes. So it will open for bids probably January. I don't either. That's what I was trying to remember. But for some reason, I think it was January, maybe. Okay. That would be great. Thank you so much.
I ask that the board review the scope of work prior to it going out to bid. I make that request. I'm sorry?
He said
It's
yes.
noted.
We'll get it to you.
All right. With that said, then, again, I hope everyone will have a happy holiday and take advantage, our staff and students and family, take advantage of our well-being programs that were presented tonight, especially in light that you said they need to take those few weeks off and take care of themselves and their personal families. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
So, second.
Mr. Johnson and Ms. Henderson Baker, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.